Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? Um, Today we're gonna be reacting to some dating advice. We got a modern black woman who's giving dating advice to women who are over 40. So if you guys don't think this interesting enough, then I don't know what's interesting to you, but we're gonna hop into the content today. We're gonna see what's up, what it do, what the business is in this live, and also, um, I hope you guys are ready for quite a reaction today. So without further ado, guys, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe, and let's hop straight to the content.
Are you over 40 and you're trying to figure out, do you really want to date and how to date after 40? If you're single, let's talk about it. Hey ladies, how are you? Before we get into our conversation today, we have to address I am bald. I
Oh
cut
my
my hair on
god.
Friday, and believe it or not, my hair is growing back. It's been 3 days. So Friday, early Friday morning. So it was all day Friday. My hair was cut. We counting the whole day. I had got up. I was off. Let's
I wonder, does she think by her cutting her hair off, she's gonna get, even though she's over 40, she's gonna get the attention that she needs. I think it might be the wrong attention, but let's keep it moving.
tell you the story. I was off on Friday. I was going to go away for the weekend, but plans changed due to the climate that we're in right now. And I woke up at like 7 o'clock, normal time that I would normally get up, and I took the clippers and cut it again. If you remember, for those of you who watch me on YouTube, I said that I was going to cut my hair again. I pretty much let my fade grow out so it could be even all over. And then I wound up trimming it down just kind of really, really low. And then I went back in and I cut it. So I already knew I was going to cut my hair. I just didn't know when, right? So I did that. So I cut my hair about maybe 7:30, 8 o'clock-ish. Got that out the way, put the video up, got all that done. And here we are, Sunday. And your girl has, pricklies in her head. Like prickly. So I know by next week it'll be probably just dark. I mean, you can kind of see. I guess you can. I don't know, but your girl is
So, guys, what do you think? Do you think when a woman goes bald like this is a more feminine look, or do you think that this is a masculine look? Um, Let me know. And also, guys, super chats the way for you guys to get priority, you know, comments getting read. A lot of comments, I'm just gonna be honest, a lot of comments will not be read. But, if you want your comment guaranteed to be read, drop a super chat. Super chats jump to the front of the line if I do read any comments. And I'm reading all super chats live. So let's keep it moving.
girl's bald. No, it's something I want to do. Nothing's going on. I've been asked, is everything okay? Are you good? You need to talk. No, I need to talk. Talk about getting me some new clippers. That's what you talk to me about. Getting me some head oil for my head. That's what we can talk about. That's what we can talk about. But not for nothing. I am loving it. I am liking it. And I feel fresh. I have not yet put on any makeup. So I've just been, out here just barefacing it, giving the feels, giving the vibes, and showing these shoulders on this good old fall day that we got going on here. And yeah, I'm just enjoying it. It feels good. Let me tell you something. Last night when I was asleep, I gotta give you guys an update on my hormone, my little pills I've been taking. But nevertheless, last night I was sleeping. And you know how if you going through
Wait,
like
wait, wait,
perimenopause and
wait, wait,
menopause and you
wait,
on the
wait.
pillow.
did she just say she's taking hormones? Are these male hormones or are these feminine hormones? And what is the need to take hormone pills if you were created to be who you're created to be? I don't get it, but let's keep it moving.
And it's kind of warm on this side, and you flip over to the cool side, baby. The way my body temperature went down so quickly, cause the head was cool. Mm, it was a breath of fresh air. I was like, you mean tell me cutting my hair off is going to be a survival tip for me? Yes, but I know it's not because we already saw the meme of the lady who had the bald head and she had steam coming from her head. But I will tell you, last night was definitely a really good sleep. I didn't have a scarf on my head. I didn't put a do-rag on my head. Because I'm still kind of used to always getting me a do-rag and just putting it on. But it felt good. I didn't have to do that. So, yeah, your girl is bald now. I'm loving it. It feels good. I look good. I feel fresh. Not that I didn't feel fresh before, but I just feel like a different, I don't know. It's just something. My mother said, wow, I can really see your face. I'm like, Ma, yes, you're going to see my face. But I guess she meant like, I can really see your features. I can really see you for you versus it being like your hair or anything else. I can really see how you actually like look. So I thought that was cool.
So, like I said, guys, a lot of you guys are gonna be commenting in the comments. If you want your comments guaranteed to be read, drop a super chat. Also, I'm reading all super chats live. Super chats jump the front of the line. If you're spamming the comments or talking crazy in the comments, I will not allow that on this channel. You're gonna be removed. Just like I just deleted this one guy just now. He's blocked from the channel for spamming. But let's keep it moving. So, guys, if you guys want to get my attention and you got anything to say on the video, the way you do that is to super chat. I will not be reading most comments, you know. But this is a long live. I'm not about to be stopping to read comments. So if you want your comments read, send a super chat.
So nevertheless, but I want to talk about the episode that I had, but we not going to let that be the blueprint, but I definitely want to share it because it's a lot going on out in these streets. Okay, let's get into it. So first off, I want to just put this out here. Let's normalize the nerves that you get when you're dating, over 40. Put all your past heartbreaks back there and open the door to new possibilities. Let me tell you something. I know social media can definitely put a grinder in everything. And this sometimes being out and about can put a grinder in everything. You feel like there's no good men out there, or if it's a man watching, there's no good women out there. But there are. I used to really, really think that, all men are horrible. All men cheat. Now, do majority do that? Absolutely. But it's like a needle in the haystack. And when you have a bunch of good women out here looking for good men, yes, it's going to be hard. Or wanting good men to find them, it will be hard. And the same goes for men.
The thing about it, what a lot of modern women don't understand, is that when a woman gets to her 40s, 50s, and 60s, now you're basically competing with younger women, for the same men. Because why would a successful man go off and get, if I'm a 40-year-old man and I got it going on, I'm at the peak of my career, I'm making good money. Why would I go off and get a 40-year-old woman and have a serious romantic relationship with her when I could go get a 26-year-old chick? And I think this is what a lot of these ladies don't really understand. But let's keep it moving.
You always have more trash than you have good. So it's a process. So I recently had a conversation with a girlfriend of mine talking about how I want to get back into the dating world, you know. And somebody, the other one of my friends said to me, "So you want to cut your hair off, and now you want to date?" Look, let me tell you something. It takes a strong individual to deal with me, even if I had hair. If I had hair, wigs, extensions, braids, my natural hair, my fade.
How many of you guys think she says? How many of you guys think that she's gonna have it easy? You know, easier. You know, a lot of these ladies still can get sex. You know, nobody's discriminating on sex. You know, it doesn't really matter. Sex is sex. You know, us as adults. You know, and but when it comes to a relationship, that's two totally different things. But let's keep it moving.
It still takes a strong individual to deal with me. Not that I'm complicated. I'm not complicated, but it does take a strong individual. That's just that. You know what I mean? That's just that. It's a good thing, but that's just that. But I'm thinking about getting back out there. You know, dating and being. Well, I am open. I don't want to say being open to it. I'm open to it now to get back out there and actually date and not let my past hinder my future and things like that. Have I been out on dates throughout the years? You know, yes. My last relationship, like serious relationship, was back in like 2020, like during the pandemic, and that ended like 2021. But have I been out on dates and things like that and met people? Absolutely, but nothing concrete, serious to where it's like, you know, it's locked and loaded, and we about to, you know, get all the things. You guys know how that go.
Yeah, and that's the fact. That's exactly what we're trying to say. A lot of guys, you know, I'm not saying there's not guys out here who will fall deeply in love with a 40-year-old woman and get in a relationship. But man, with a little sense, you know, it's going to be difficult for women in this age range to, you know, most guys who she gets with, these guys are really just looking for a good time. They're looking for a good time whenever they hit her up. They're not looking for a most men are not looking for a relationship unless you've been with a chick since she was. You've been with a chick for 10 years. Y'all got together when she was 20, in her late 20s. And now she's 40. And you guys just stood through the test of time. You know, so now it's like, okay, you know, this my woman. We've been together. But when it comes to new women, women when they get older, they got a lot of issues. You know, it's just like a lot of these ladies be set in their ways, guys. They be set in their ways, meaning that there's nothing you can do to change them. So however she is when you meet her, she's not gonna change. Now if you got the money, you get a younger chick who can be molded, you know, who you could probably work with, you know, and stuff like that. And guys, like I said, if you guys want comments read, if you want comments read, if you want your comments, if you got anything special you want to say on a video, send a super chat, and that comment will be read out loud. You know, um, but let's keep it moving.
I'm thinking about, you know what, dating with intentions and things like that. We're there. We will see. Let me not put the carriage before the buggy, as they say, right? So let's let's let go of the dating myths as if it's too late. All the good ones are taken. Because I do feel like that's something that I've always said, something that never too late for anything. Anything can happen in life. Do people have experiences? Do people, nobody, you're dating in this age, everybody has something. If it's baggage, issues, problems, life, So when something do arise, it's just like whatever. I'm not talking about the people that want to date younger, anything like that. That's what you want to do. Go ahead. For me personally, I would rather somebody my age or a tad bit older. I tend to lean towards older in my realm of dating.
And that's what a lot of these chicks that's 40 don't understand. She like she said she deals with her age or older. And this is the same thing I heard when I was all my life, when I was 18. I'm 18, but I like older. I would do my age, but I like older men. So that means that all the guys that you're trying to get, the younger women who don't have any kids, have less miles on their body. They're looking for older men too. So that guy around 40, older as well, you know, doesn't stop. But let's keep it moving.
And even in like my relationships, I always tend to go just a tad bit older. I think I might have dated a few with that was like my age, but it's always like they're just older. So you know how that go. It's not too late. You can always get yourself out there when you're ready. If you are single, for my single ladies, I got something coming with my married. We're just gonna talk about our one time in and reclaiming joy in dating. You paying for the dates, who's making the date, who's doing the date. Like, let go of all of that. I'm not saying you make the date if you're the woman or you make the date if you're the man. Take all of the expectations
Like I said, if you guys want to quote me or whatever, you want to disagree with me or whatever, send it. So if you wanna, I just seen something come from Coco, which I'm not gonna answer that question unless you send a super chat. That's just the way it is. But let's keep it moving.
out of it. Sometimes we get so caught up. If he ain't got this right and he ain't doing this, I'm not dating. Let's take it out. And if even for the woman, even for the man, if she don't what the second date, if she ain't paying, or the third date she ain't paying, no, just take it out.
Hold on, most men don't care if a woman's not paying, on a date. There's other factors that could come into play because most men, usually when they're dating, they got it going on. They got enough money. They got a place to stay. They got a career and things like that. But what we're doing is, as modern men, when we say that you should pay for a date, that's weeding out the women that are trying to just use a man to get something to eat on a date. You know, she don't really want to. She ain't gonna have sex with you. She's just using you. That's why men say that. But we can care less about paying for a date. And I pay for a date all day. Don't get it twisted. Like I said, guys, if anybody got anything to say, speak now with a live with their stupid comments. I'm done with that. This is a new channel going forward with new things. But let's keep it moving. Yeah, this lady doesn't know what she's talking about. She's 40. I'm pretty sure she don't know how to live with a man. You know, a lot of these ladies who's 40 and single, they don't even like my wife. Like my wife is 29. I'm 35. My wife's 29. My wife, I could say my wife has experience living with a man, you know, putting up with my shit. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of these ladies, like I've been married for 7 years. A lot of these ladies like her, they've been in relationships for 6 months at a time. We're not doing it. We're not doing it. But let's keep it moving.
Reclaim joy and let it just flow natural. So here's a few things. Date with curiosity versus desperation. Like the first person you go out with is like the person.
She just said date with curiosity like she's 18, a 18-year-old female. She need to be dating with purpose, like trying to actually hope that a man will take her at 40. She talking about dating with fucking curiosity. These women stupid, bro. But let's keep it moving.
Like, oh, he's my person. I'm gonna just pick him and we're gonna settle down. I'm gonna pick her and settle down. No. Be curious, be free, just be dating, enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself being in someone's.
Coco, if you send a super chat, I will read both of your comments. Other than that, you're just talking in the comments. That's it. I hear you. Obviously, I hear you. I see your comments. I probably read them, but I'm not going to give you an answer unless you send a super chat. Okay? And if you send a super chat, I will read both of your comments that you just posted. If you broke, just say that, cause you're giving me some broke energy right now. But let's keep it moving.
Company and vice versa. So I don't want this just to be for, I know we're talking to us black women, and I know we're talking to women, but I do want to put the minute in it if a man happens to come across, or if, you think about the broader picture of it. And just be curious about the person. Be curious about the whole scenario. How does this dating situation makes you feel? Are you happy? Do you feel anxious? Is it giving you like those butterflies? Sometimes butterflies don't mean he's the one. Butterflies can be a defense mechanism. Okay? But don't be dating with
Did she just say butterflies can be a defense mechanism? That's crazy. I done heard it all, guys. We done heard it all. So if I get butterflies for a chick, that's a defense mechanism. No, if I get butterflies for a chick, that means I want to knock them fucking boots. Eating with the same man that younger women with younger women. They're competing for the same type of man. And guess who's gonna win? Not you. You still might get laid. You might get laid. You might have sex with guys. But when it comes to a relationship, you're going to be in a fake relationship most of the time, coming from a man. But let's keep it moving.
desperation, date with curiosity, be open to have good conversation, let them normally would do. And don't do what you might see on social media. You might see somebody else doing, oh, I want to do that too with my significant. No, make your own experiences. Okay. And then building standards and boundaries without walls. So for me, I'm going to tell on myself, getting hurt like young and getting hurt at an old age, going through the petty nonsense, it's like nobody don't grow up. But it's like, I do understand.
You see, guys, I'm going to be real honest with a lot of you women out there. You know, a lot of women were raised to be wives. A lot of women, like, the thing about it is when you get married to a man, that doesn't make you a wife, ladies. Just because you get married to a man, that does not make you a wife. A wife is a wife before she gets married. So stop blaming the dating market. Blame your mother. Blame your grandmother for not raising you to be a wife, for not showing you this is how I treat my man. I'm a wife. This is what I do for my man, especially a lot of modern American black men. You guys, you know, the single mother culture and stuff like that that you guys celebrate. Now you got a bunch of single women in the black community who is trying to figure it out. Oh, I'm 40 and dudes are still playing games and this and that. Because if a guy is a good guy and he notices a wife, he's gonna keep her. If he's sexually attracted to you, a man gonna be a man and he gonna hit it. He gonna hit it. Yeah, he gonna hit it. You gonna be like, dang, he loved me. No, he just hitting it. Cause if he loved you, he a man's gonna take that step fast, bro. You know what I'm saying? Once he notice a wife, that's why most wives are snatched up. That's why most, well, let me say it again. That's why most women who are wives get snatched up first. You know, as soon as the dude see it, he be like, oh yeah, this chick, she get on my page real fast. You know what I'm saying? She cooks, she makes sure I'm okay. You know, treat me like a man. She gonna get snatched up. But women like her, she get left behind and she just get used for her body. And don't blame me. Don't blame me. Blame your mammy. Blame your grandmammy for not being with a husband and not teaching you how to get along with a man. But let's keep it moving.
That sometimes in young guys, the young guys take a little bit long to develop.
Hey guys, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button. You know, we didn't change the channel. We didn't rebranded the channel from Money Moves with Myth 2.0 to Myth 2.0 Reactions. You know, we're doing reactions on this channel. You know, right now. I don't have the financial capabilities to, at the moment, to just give financial advice, but I can give good reactions to a lot of shit. So that's what we're doing. But let's keep it moving.
And girls can be a little bit more, advanced. I remember there was a study, not even a study, it was recent, it was on TV, about they took a group of 10 young boys from the ages of like, I think 8 and 10, and the same thing for the girls. The boys pretty much trashed the house, and the little girls, they did chores, they had systems, they all took turns. It was just different how women, but you know what? As you grow up, little girls are, kind of taught to like, do chores and things like that. Why I brought that up, I don't know. Let's get that out of here. But next thing you know, building standards, having some non-negotiables, don't just date any person. And my standards were like up here. And I knew he could not do anything for me but just say good morning, right? And
Like I said, women are either you was raised by your mother, all the women in your family, to be a wife, or you was raised to be a sex thought pocket, which a lot of modern women were raised to be thoughts. You know, they was a wife is a wife before she gets married. A husband is a husband. Don't make you a wife. You know, you can get married all day, but I'm telling you that relationship would not last if that woman was not raised by her mother and her grandmother and her aunties and her sisters and all the women in her family to be a wife. It's not gonna work. She might be good and more things to marriage than just sex. But let's keep it moving.
I never forget, one of my girlfriends had said to me, two of my girlfriends had said to me, Kelly, you got to remember, a lot of men may not be where you are. So meet them where they are. And sometimes you got to point to somebody and they will, they'll rise up. Lack of better words.
If you want your comments read out loud, send a super chat. A lot of you guys just coming in just to comment. You know, you come in and just to comment. We got some females in here that's running, bumping their gums, talking. You know, if you want your comments read, send a super chat. Like I said, a lot of you ladies are not wives. You wasn't raised to be a wife. A lot of you ladies, y'all done heard this. If he ain't giving you no money, if he ain't giving you no money, then fuck him. And shit like that. Y'all mothers were what you garden. They were garden tools, hoes, and they didn't teach y'all the right way. Cause like I said, wives get snatched up fast. Street women, you guys get tossed around. That's why you get with a dude, you get your heart broke. He didn't put that pipe on you. And then you be like, oh, it was going so good, but he wasn't on my level. He was toxic and all this. Get the fuck up out of here. You ain't, you 40. You done. You done. If you 40, you done. You 50, you might as well lay it down. Clearance rack. Just give it away. Nobody really wants to deal with it. A man with money has options. But let's keep it moving. If you guys want comments read, send a super chat. You want comments read, send a super chat. How about that?
I did that. Things for him. And if I knew if we got together, he couldn't even pay me.
Lori, you just commenting. I'm not gonna you wanted me to go back and read all your comments, send a super chat. That's how we doing it.
My light bill. I knew that man could not keep my household or our household if we were to have merged. He could not have done everything. I knew that. I knew that. And even as we dated, I knew he did not have the ambition in him to even want to go further and to try to not do it for us, but do it for himself. So that's when I start seeing the red flags. But then you get into that mindset like, well, everybody may not have it. And that's semi-pick me, wanting to be with somebody just to be with somebody. I'm telling on myself. Then when I sat back and realized, I said, Kelly, it ain't worth it. I'll never forget when we actually broke up, because he wound up cheating on me too. We actually broke up. And I said, why would you treat me like that? And he said to me, I ain't asked you. I said, why would you, wait, let me get it right. I said, why would you do that to me? Treat me like that, knowing how good I was to you. He said, I ain't never asked you to do those things. And I'm like, ooh.
Miss Riz, thank you. Thank you. Happy Wednesday to you, Queen. Shout out to the real women out here who, want to, it takes a man and a woman, guys. For all you ladies out there who think I'm just going in on women. No, it takes two. It takes two people. A lot of you ladies who make more money than men, a lot of dudes, a lot of men ain't gonna really want to deal with you. So you're gonna have to date below your chicks can be when they're making this money. You know. Well, shout out to Miss Riz. Thank you. Happy Wednesday to you. Blessings come your way. And like I said, anybody else, if you want your comments read, a lot of you ladies got a lot of shit to say, you know, in life. Why you're single, why are you single? Answer that question. Why are you single? What's up, Jay? My boy's Jay in the building. Now, if you're a member of the channel, I have to priority read comments. So Jay, if you come in all you want to, and I'm reading your comments because you're a member. He's a 3 month member of the channel. Shout out to my boy Jay. But for everybody else, if you want your comments read, send a super chat. Send a super chat. You know, um, and make sure if you're new, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. But let's keep it moving.
He didn't. But the flip side, he never stopped me. So I was like, you know what? You just unleashed something really big inside of me. Because I mean, I'm thinking you just treat people nice and you just, you're in a relationship.
I want to say something to all the black women out there who got baby daddies. You know, and I just want to say something to you guys. Like, if you have a baby by a guy and he ain't shit, and the reason why I say that is because the most important thing is that child. You see a lot of ladies get with guys in the black community. They have babies by these dudes, and then they want to talk about their mothers. They put everybody in their relationship business, and the people around them tear that relationship up. It's done because they done told so many people, "Oh, this nigga ain't shit. He this," and they be like, "Girl, fuck him. You look good, girl. Oh, your baby don't need his real baby daddy. He can get a stepdaddy and shit like that." And then it don't happen. You never get a husband. You never get a husband. When you should have stayed with that nigga. I robbed people. I sold drugs. I changed though. I changed. I've been married for 7 years with 3 kids by one wife. So people change. Especially when it's amazing what a man can do when he figures out that his woman loves him. When a man figures out that his woman trusts him and he can trust her, she ain't gonna cheat on him. A lot of you ladies be cheating with his homeboys while he at work, making him not focus. And be like, dang man, I'm over here working and this bitch got down cheating and shit. I know she doing it, and y'all break up the whole relationship with the father of your child. That's crazy. Comments read in the super chat. If you want to skip the line with comments, send a super chat. If you want shout outs, send a super chat. And you also can send gifts too. But let's keep it moving.
Help them, they help you. But girl, set boundaries. I have boundaries now, but I don't have my wall up to where I won't let nobody in. So what I'm saying is set boundaries, but don't put a wall up. Have standards. And if you do meet someone, have your non-negotiables, as they will have as well. But if it's all good, accept it, and accept it within reason. Don't just
Jay said, what's more important to you, looks or character? And now, as a man, all men go off for looks. All of us. We love a sexy chick. We love a chick with sexy feet, toes done, pretty, pretty titties. We love it. We're visual, But at the same time, that woman I like might not be the woman for me. So, I gotta mess with the woman who actually likes me, not the woman I like. So Jay, I have to go with character. Now, if I can get character, that's more important to me than looks. But if I can get looks and character, that would be perfect. That'll be exactly what I need. Because all men, we want to, like me, I like Asian chicks. I like beautiful ass Asian chicks. Like Asians, you know. But I'm married to a sister, you know. But let's keep it moving. I ain't gonna get into all that.
world. But I feel like at this tender age that we are, like we 20, right? At this age that we are, I feel like we don't need to rush and jump. Because at the end of the day, if you're meeting a nice gentleman or a woman, everybody don't date men, they might date women. So in saying that, even at this tender age, you still take it slow. Because I know for me, I'm accomplished. I hope the person I meet
There
is
she
accomplished.
goes.
And I hope
There she
that
goes.
you
There
can
she
bring it
goes.
together.
Ladies, if you're over 40, I'm going to give you way better dating advice than she can give you. If you're 40 years old, you already have been there, done that, and you should know exactly who you want. So if you meet a man and he's exactly what you want, you need to try to tie that knot as fast as possible. It ain't no taking no motherfucking time, cause you gonna take your time and he gonna slip on into some more pussy. He gonna slip on to some more. You over here waiting. I'm a queen. I'm a Disney princess. I'm a taking my time. I'm 40 years old. My eggs are going bad. I'm taking my time. You know. And what are you taking your time? What the fuck are you taking your time? You ain't got that much time left on Earth. You're already 40. And we ain't living to 100 years old, most of us. Upper room. What the fuck are you waiting for? What are you being patient about? You should, as a 40-year-old woman, a 30-year-old woman, 35-year-old woman, should know exactly what you're looking for. And if you want to sit back and take your time, you on some bullshit. That bitch is on some bull. Guys, if a woman at that age is taking her time, she's looking for tactics, so she can use you, so she can exploit the relationship. She's trying to get power, when she should go and mop the floor with a towel and have on something sexy and bend down on your toes and cooking with the G string. Stop with the bullshit. It's bullshit. But let's keep it moving, guys.
You know what I mean? Take your time. Take
No,
your time.
nah,
Take your time.
bitch.
Take your
Yeah,
time.
you gonna be
Take your time.
50, bitch. You gonna be
But I want to
50.
go back to dating with
No.
curiosity. Now I'm going to tell on myself. 23rd, which is a few, couple of months back. And my cousin had took me to a comedy show. I'm not sure for those of you who live in the Raleigh-Durham area, it was a comedy place called Good Nights. They moved their location. They're in Cameron Village now. So brand new location. I've been there one time before, but I haven't been there in a while. So my cousin has took me there for my birthday. That was her birthday present to me to a comedy show. Samore was in town. So, always a good time when Samore was in town. And she had two comics with her. They were good. And she had a host. Amazing. The show was amazing because we giggled, we had drinks, we had food. It was such a good time. We're leaving out. I went to the restroom first, then I'm leaving out. I get to the top of the steps because it's like underground. So I get to the top of the steps and we go out. So my cousin had knew some people that were outside. We took their pictures for them, group of ladies, taking pictures. So I'm standing on the side minding my business. So we getting ready to walk off now. I'm about to walk to my car. Meanwhile, she kind of parked close to the door. I parked kind of a ways down. We walking our separate ways. This man comes. So when he finally gets to me and my cousin, we still kind of with each other, but she turned around.
And that's the dude. You see, it goes for women too. Guys, fuck with the woman who likes you, not the woman you like. The woman you like might not like you back the way you like her, and you're gonna put up with all type of bullshit because she don't really like you. She ain't fucking with you. She gonna cheat on you and all this shit. You like her more. You're flashing your money, flaunting your wealth. It's just like this chick right here. She got a dude who's running for her to get her attention. She should have picked him. But let's see what she says, guys. Let's see what this modern 40-year-old woman says.
Like, are you okay, sir? He was like, oh, I am so sorry. You ladies walk so fast. He said, I would love to, he said, I think both of you are beautiful. He said, but I would love to get to know you, talking to me. And I said,
See?
okay.
See?
So at this point,
Let's
I'm
see.
like, you know what? Let
Let's
me be
see.
open-minded, Kelly.
Let's
This
see.
man done ran to you. Apparently he liked what he saw. Let me give it a go. We standing there. My cousin wound up meeting somebody else that she knew outside. So she's on the side, just 57. I want you to remember all these things I'm telling you. Listen to this. 57, older man. Good job. Not that those things are what I want him to have that for himself. Okay, this is what I want for himself. So we were talking. He's like, I know you're getting ready to go, but I want to take you out. He said, I don't know when you're free. He said, but I just want to get your number so I can just take you out. My birthday was the next day. Right, my cousin took me out there for my birthday. Next day. I ain't dating nobody. I don't have anybody. I ain't doing nothing. I'm gonna take myself out anyway. So I said, take. He was like, tomorrow? He was like, yes. I mean, this man was excited. And for me to put him on the spot for the next day, he was elated. I gave him my phone number right there in front of me. He texted me his. He said, let me know when you get home. He said, I know I just met you. He said, but I really want to make sure you got home safe. Let me know your cousin got home safe. All the things. I said, okay. So I texted him back. I said, just want you to know I got home safe and I do appreciate it. And I said, I appreciate you wanting to take me out tomorrow. So he said, I did tell him it was my birthday, but he forgot. But later on that night, he said, I'm sorry for texting you. He said, I really want to plan this date for tomorrow. I thought I hit jackpot. I said, this man want to plan a date? I just met him tonight and he's letting me know that he's planning the date tonight because you can make a reservation, through the apps and stuff. So he asked me, where did I want to go? And I said, well, you take the lead and you plan a date. Where would you want to take me? The woman that you met that you were excited about, where would
And she thinking she about to go to Chris, Steak 48, or some shit like that. When she should have just told him, hey, take me to Steak 48. No, she said, oh, I'm going to let you lead. And he going to do, because we're men, we're going to do something simple. You know, we trying to, you know, and another thing, ladies, another thing that you guys don't know, like, we have to, we're not just going to marry a chick without testing the product. We have to see how is that thing down there. We got to see. We got to know. And then we test the chick out, and it's like she'd have been with the whole football team. She's loose, real loose, no walls. Oh, nope, you're not. You had the looks, but you ain't got the box that I want. You know, but let's see what she says.
you want to take me? He was like, oh. I'm good. He said, I got it. He said, I want to give you three choices though. He said, I just want to let you know what I'm looking at. So he gave me Jay Alexander. He gave me Ruth Chris, which y'all do not guys know I love me a good Ruth Chris moment. And he gave me, it was a restaurant, like a seafood restaurant that was like in Durham somewhere. So he's not from Durham. Let me get that straight. I guess he would say he's from Durham, but the story gets juicier. Just remember Durham. He went in a restaurant in Durham.
Hey, me and my wife actually was trying to move to, we've been to Durham. Guys, Durham is a nice black area, where Duke University is. Durham, North Carolina. I'd have been out there a couple times from Colorado. Me and my wife and my kids, we was gonna move out there. We had my oldest daughter, and my wife was pregnant with my middle child, and then we just kept having babies. And now I'm like, babe, like we can't travel the way we want to now because we done had all these babies. So now we're in the process of I seen a house in Texas. I seen a house in Texas. You know, we're in the process of getting a house. So we're gonna literally have to get approved for the mortgage loan, go see the crib, and then make sure everything's set up because you got kids now. But at first, back in the day, I would go anywhere I want to. I'd be in Atlanta, Houston, Miami, New York, you know, Cali. I go anywhere. Now you got kids, you got to plan and shit like that. But Durham, I've been to Durham and I've been to I forget what it is, but it's beautiful. They got a bunch of parks and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like North Carolina jumping, you hear me? But let's keep it moving.
So I said to him, "You picked the fine." So he picked J. Alexander. For those of you who may know J. Alexander restaurant, I can't even get it out. Really cute restaurant for a first date. I'll take it. We'll meet him there. I met him there. I got there first, and he came maybe about 3 to 5 minutes later. He pulled up behind me. We walked in together. He had the reservation. We sat there. We started our date at 4:30. We did not stop talking until 9, and we left out of there. Amazing, amazing conversation. No repeats, steady going. Me getting to know him, what he does for a living, what I do for a living. Kids. He was married before. He told me he was divorced for 4 years. Everything went well. So he was like, "Is today really your birthday?" I said, "Yes." So I showed him my driving license, right? "Oh my God, I can't believe you let me take you out. I'm so honored." And I said, "Okay." So he said, "Woman, I gotta go to the restroom." He goes to the restroom. I'm not thinking nothing of it. He goes, they come back with a cake, they singing to me, champagne. We're having a ball. This man is like having a ball. I said, "I know what he's trying to do, but you know what? It ain't happening." So we have
Oh, she a dirty motherfucker. You already, you know what he trying to do, but it ain't happening. You know. Yeah, that could be you could be on point. But the thing about it, guys, if you're gonna spend X, Y, and Z on a chick, you know, um, I wouldn't spend X, Y. I wouldn't spend X, Y, and Z on a chick. You know, not off jump, not off jump. You can't do that these days. You know, you get with a chick. Next thing you know, she be like, "I ain't like you anyway. You ain't shit." Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna get them draws. I'm gonna get them draws. If I can't get them draws, it ain't even worth for me to take you on a date. But let's keep it moving.
a good time. Everything's over with. He walked me to my car. He texted me later on that evening, letting me know that, we had a good evening and he's appreciate going out with me. He would love to take me out over the weekend. So we went out on weekend. 3 days, 2 days later, he has to take me out. I went out with this man 4 weekends in a row. Every date we went on was a
And she didn't give him no ass. You see what I'm saying? She didn't give him no ass. Like, I mean, I can understand the first date. Like, after I take you to a first date, I'm not gonna take you to an expensive ass restaurant like that unless I'm rich. If I'm rich and I got it, then okay. You know what I'm saying? I'll take a chance, first date. But if you ain't got down in the back seat giving me that got 3,000, or you ain't letting me got down get it on with you, oh yeah, I'm not about to waste my time. I'm done, bro. It shouldn't take that long to get in the chick's draws, bro. Just being 100. If it take you more than 4 dates, she playing you.
Amazing. But let me tell you something. Something in my gut just wasn't sitting right. And not that I was looking
Yeah, he was still married. So what? He probably was still married. He was still married. But the thing about it is, you don't know what this man's going through. He probably going through a divorce, looking for another wife. You know, but automatically, oh, you married? You married? You know what I'm saying? The fuck up out of here with that bullshit.
for anything. That's why I said, don't date with desperation, date with curiosity, and let things just unfold. Unfold. So, me and this man, we would take pictures together. He'd be behind me and we snapping and we just having a good time. First date, the first date was at Jackson. The next day, we went to this really nice glass house in Morrisville out here. It's called the Glass House. Then we wound up going to Zinc House. For those of you who know, Zinc House is a nice winery out in Durham. Went there. Third date, we wound up going to this Japanese restaurant. We had ramen, we had all kind of stuff. It was just so cute, nice, quaint, cozy, dim light. Really, really nice. That was in Durham. Keep remembering Durham, okay? Then we wound up going to Bonefish, which was our last
Y'all heard of
and
Bonefish?
final date. We went to Bonefish and we wound up going to this nice little it was like a bar style restaurant, but more so bar-y, where you could go like get drinks. They had like a pool table. But it was
So, guys, anybody got any questions about this lady? If you do, send a super chat with a question in the description. If anybody want to interrupt the live with a super chat question, guys, now's the time to do it. You know, we're rounding down. We got 15 minutes left in the video. Um, what do you guys think? What do you guys think about this lady? You know, she looks decent. You know, even though she got the bald head, she's still cute. You know, but let's keep it moving. Let's see what's happening.
like it was really, really nice. It was like a more of a, say you lived in that neighborhood and you just wanted to go have a drink. That's how it was. But it was really nice. Okay. Okay. So all these, went on 4 dates. On the last date, he said to me, what did this Negro say to me? Something about dating, and he has spent over $1,000 dating me for the last 4 weeks, and he's ready. He's ready to settle down. He's ready to try to see what's going on, and he didn't say settle down. Just get to know me a little bit better, because after our dates, we kind of like went our own separate ways, and I think he wanted me to kind of like
That's what I'm saying. How many fucking dates does it take, guys? Fuck them dates, guys. Fuck them dates. Give it to her. Just give her 1,000. I'd rather just like if you gonna play games, you know, and I'm rich, I'm like shit. I might as well just get a bit 1,000. Just be like, hey, will you take 1,000 so I can got down get in there instead of playing games? You know what I'm saying? Like he just spent $1,000, which I wouldn't spend $1,000 on no type of ass. Period. You know, a lot of times women pay me. Women who like me pay. A lot of these chicks is they be trying to use a brother. Then those they use you. They be like, "Oh, you broke. You ain't got no money. You be broke ass ninja. Yeah, you ain't got nothing." And I'm like, damn, bitch, I just took you, just spent $1,000, and I ain't even smelt the draws, you know. And I'm a nasty motherfucker, You know, I'm trying to eat that. I'm trying to eat that booty, nigga. Especially, I date specifically types of women, beautiful women with beautiful body parts. You know, like for all you women with that loose goose shit, you ain't. I'm not going down on you. You know, if I don't know your STD record or nothing like that, like he should know all. Man, I would have been pursed up on her. Like she played this fool. She played it, knowing she want that shit. But let's keep it moving.
Come back to his place and kind of like, elevate the situation a little bit more. Y'all, I wound up going out with one of my girlfriends.
There
And
she
she had
go.
one of her girlfriends. And so one
There
thing
she
about me, I
go.
don't mind going out
There
with
she
people,
go.
meeting new people and things like that.
And then she gonna tell her girlfriends about her business.
Kind of just trying a new restaurant. And the lady wanted to talk to me about social media because she wanted to get into it. Not the one that my. So he was like, she said, do you date? I said, it's so funny you mentioned. I said, I haven't been dating for a while. I met a gentleman about 4 weeks ago. We've been just going out on dates, having a good time. And
Oh, is that his wife
yeah,
you
I said,
met?
man, let me show you him.
That's
Because
his
one thing about me,
wife,
I ain't got a problem with showing
or
a
something.
picture of a man I'm dating because I be wanting to know. I ain't got time. I don't. So I showed the woman the picture, right? I showed her the picture of him and I. She his husband.
I knew it. I knew it. You know. I knew it. He was married the whole time. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. How about that? How about them apples? But still, that man could still be your husband. You never know. You never know what other people have going on in their relationships. You know, it's crazy. And motherfuckers insane. She got by a married dude. She got by a married man. But let's keep it moving.
So I showed her all the 4 dates that we went. We took pictures every time we went out. As this man took me out 4 different times. We took a picture 4 different times. I said, took me out on my birthday. So I showed her the picture that I posted even on my social of me blowing out a little cupcake or whatever that cake that they gave me. That man took the picture. So I was showing her. She was like, hold on a second. So then she gets her phone out. She said, this is my girlfriend. She said, better yet, let me show you her Instagram. At the time, she did not have a picture of him on her Instagram. So she showed me a picture of them at a gathering and he was in the picture. Do y'all follow me?
Dating advice. She's supposed to be giving dating advice to women, you know. And obviously, if I was a woman, I wouldn't take her advice. I was like, this bitch is stupid. You hear me? Yeah. I'm not taking her advice. Like, she ain't giving, she talking about some shit that she done. That ain't no good dating advice.
Something I said, she has nothing to worry about. I said, so I had begun to tell her how we had met and whatnot. And she was like, oh my God. And she was just kind of shocked. I said, well, look, you have nothing to worry about. This will get ended. I said, this is how things happen. I said, I'm so happy this happened because before I would have got knee deep in with this man, me thinking I'm dating.
You see, instead of her listening to her friend, what she should have done was she should have sat down with that man and said, I really like you. You took me out. I had a great time. But what's going on? Let's talk about this. You know, what's going on between I know you're married, you know, and stuff like that. And let's talk. She probably went up and said she probably ghosted him right there. Click, click. Oh, fuck that bitch ass motherfucker. Fuck him. She could have had a husband. It's crazy. She ain't even give him a shot. But let's keep it moving.
Him Meanwhile, he's married. And this is that scenario where there's more single people, there's more married people in the single pot. However that saying go. There's more married men acting single. Something like that. I don't know. But so after us having that outing with me and the ladies and find out that this gentleman was married, um, him and I wound up speaking. I didn't call him or anything like that. I just was like, this thing can just die off. You know, I'm not giving him no explanation. I'm just gonna walk off. So
Those are facts. Those are facts. What you just said. There's a lot of married guys out here who still be trying to get it on. See me in public. She gonna be like, he ain't got no ring on his finger, nothing. You know, she ain't gonna think I'm married. You know, a lot of people won't even think I'm married. They're gonna be like, oh, he ugly. Look at him. Look at his hairline. Look at this. Look at that. Look at this. Look at that. Oh, you're wrong, motherfucker. You're wrong. Yeah, I'm the bad man. I'm the big bad man who's coming through, knocking it down, knocking the walls down, knocking the walls down. You know, I got my cake and I'm eating it too, motherfucker. Got my cake and I'm eating it too. How about that? Let's keep it moving.
him and I wound up speaking. He called me, hey, beautiful, hey, gorgeous, da 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 da. You know how they do. So I said to him, I said, is something you want to tell me? He was like, no, what's going on? I said, why would you approach me, take me out on 4 dates, 4 amazing dates, have such an amazing conversation with me, and you are married? You told me you were divorced for 4.
Okay, at least she tried to talk to him. Now let's see what he says. Off, but let's see. You know, let's see what he says. Let's see what she say. He said.
Years. She had one of her girlfriends there, and we were talking about our dating lives. And I showed a picture of the man that I met.
And this is why, you know, you shouldn't, like, I learned this, you know, you shouldn't tell family. People with in sexual relationships, they get mad at each other. And then they go off, and then what people will do, they'll go off and tell their homegirls, their sister, mama, cousin, auntie, oh, this nigga, yeah, and finances. You don't tell nobody how much you make. You don't tell nobody about your relationships, even family, friends. You don't do it. You're setting yourself up for failure. It's certain things you don't tell people, you know. But let's keep it moving. Let's see how she done fucked it up.
And possibly start dating. And here it goes. You are married to her soror. The woman is the AKA. So now he's like, I'm sorry, I apologize. I thought if I told you the truth, you wouldn't want to went out. You wouldn't want to go out with me. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
You see, now he wrong. The reason why he wrong is he's wrong because you ain't having no issues in your marriage where you're about to divorce this shit and you're looking for somebody else. You know, you was basically trying to, you going around lying to chicks. And then chicks, if you got a good enough penis and you put it on these chicks, they'll fall in love with you, bro, fast. I know from experience. You know, these chicks will fall in love with you. You got down, you over there eating her booty, eating that box real good and piping it down. You know, like you in there, standing up in there, and she gonna fall in love. You married, bro. You can't do that. You can't do that. You know, you know, if you're married, tell that bitch, be like, hey, yeah, I'm married. And now, if you want to do something, you do something. If you give her the opportunity to not fuck with you, give the bitch the opportunity to be like, hey, I'm married. I want to, yeah, I still knock them boots. You know what I'm saying? But ain't nothing serious. Nothing serious. Just, hey, real shit. You know, don't go behind your wife's back doing that. Uh, especially if it's a good relationship. But let's keep it moving.
Wouldn't have went out with you. I said, but you're married. You told me that you were divorced for 4 years. He said, well, I really can't have a conversation right here, right now. But can we talk a little bit later? I said, no, no need to talk. You are married.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Go ahead and live your
I
life.
can't fault her for that.
I'm done. It was nice
Yeah,
meeting
yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you for the dates,
yeah,
but do
yeah.
not deceive another woman like this. I let it go. We ain't talking no more.
Yeah.
And I meant to
See,
block him, but I
you
did.
see, he probably would have got further with her if he would have kept it real. Been like, I'm married. I'm just trying to have a good time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah, I'm married, but I'm just trying to have a good time. Then now she has the opportunity to be like, you know, am I a hoe or am I a good woman? Will I accept this or not? You know, men gonna be men, bro. Men gonna be men. A lot of people gonna get in relationships with people, and their partner gonna do things, you know, and stuff like that. That's just the way it is, bro. Just the way it is. But let's keep it moving. A lot of y'all might not agree with me, but hey, to each his own. But let's keep it moving.
Didn't block, right? Because I got the phone, I thought it was all good. Do you know? I want to say about 4 hours later, he texted me. I guess one thing, he was a respectful. He was a respectful guy. He was definitely a gentleman. He was definitely, a pick, and he he wasn't nasty or anything. He sent me a long text message. So I'm not gonna say verbatim, but it entailed him telling me that he had filed for divorce back in 2019 and 2020, and it's been over 4 years, but he's been living a separate